Hello and welcome back. We are going to be making a bow to go on our baby hat. I got this pattern from MJ's Off the Hook Designs on YouTube. And I do mine a little bit different. First, we're going to start with a slip knot and do a chain of 30. In MJ's video, she does 40 chains for her bow. In this pattern, I'm using a 5mm hook and a size 4 worsted weight yarn. The color is white and the brand is Big Twist Value. And here we're about to be at the end of our chain 30. So next you're going to take the end of your chain and you're going to slip right into the very last chain. So in your 30th chain from the hook, you're going to slip stitch into that. This pattern, we are going to be using a star stitch pattern. So as we slip stitch into here, you're going to do a chain of 3. In your second chain from the hook, you're going to insert your hook and pull up a loop. And then the third chain from the hook, you're going to insert and pull up a loop. In the very same stitch where you slipped, you're going to insert your hook and pull up a loop. And then in the next 2 chains, you're going to insert your hook and pull up a loop. You're going to insert your hook another time and pull up a loop. You should have 6 loops on your hook. There you go, there's 6 loops, and then you're going to yarn over and pull through all 6 loops, and then chain 1. And then you're going to insert in that chain 1 space, pull up a loop, insert in the bottom. The last chain that you did, you're going to insert in the hole of that one, and then in the top of the next 2 chains, you're going to insert and pull up a loop. So you should have 5 loops. Sorry, you should have 6 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through, and then chain 1. And then you're going to repeat that all the way around until you get to the very end. And when you get to the very end, you should have 1 last chain. And then you're going to insert into the end of the first star stitch that you did. I will meet you back at the end. Okay, so here we are at the last one. You're going to insert in the chain 1 space, insert in the last chain. You're going to insert in the hole, and then at the bottom of the first star stitch that we did, we're going to insert there to close it up so there's no gaps. Pull through all 6, chain 1, and then slip into the top of that next chain, the very top one. All right, so you're gonna slip into that chain, and then you're gonna chain 2, and this is the start of the second row. And in that same stitch, you're gonna do a double crochet, and in the hole or the chain 1 space of the first row, you're going to do 2 half double crochets. Sorry, I said double crochet, but I meant a half double crochet. And you're going to repeat that all the way around. So in every chain one space or hole, you're going to do 2 half double crochet, and I'll meet you around. All right, and here we are at the end, and in the very last hole or the chain one space, you're going to do 1 half double crochet, and then you're going to slip stitch into the first half double crochet. All right, so we're going to go on our second repeat round of the first row that we did. So you're going to chain 3, and in the second chain from the hook, you're going to pull up a loop. The third chain from the hook, you're going to pull up a loop, and then that very same slip stitch, you're going to pull up a loop, and the next 2 chains, you're going to pull up a loop. And then you're going to yarn over and pull through all 6 loops, and you're going to repeat that all the way around. Depending on the size of your bow, you can do 2 rounds of this repeating, you can do 3 rounds of this repeating, you can do 4 rounds of this repeating. For this bow, I only did 3 rounds of this repeating, and then I think I create like inside out, so I always have to turn it inside out. So I'm going to attach this slip stitch here, and then I'm going to tie it off. Be sure to leave a long tail because we're going to use that to finish the look of the bow and also fasten it to the baby hat. And the baby hat tutorial will be coming in my next video. So here we're going to tie it off so we can scrunch up the bow. And then we're going to wrap it around a few times and tie it because we want to make sure it's nice and snug and secure. Here we are wrapping it around a few times. really doesn't matter. It's however many times you want to wrap it around is good for you. And now we are going to attach it to our hat. I'm sorry, I did these tutorials backwards. So you're going to need a darning needle or a tapestry needle or whatever kind of needle. Some people use the hook as well. And we're going to thread the darning needle and then place the bow on the hat where you want it to be. We're just going to feed it through the hat. Make sure you put your hand through. You can use stitch markers if you want to place the hat. I didn't. And then you're just going to fish it through the hat, and then I shove it right back through the bow. And then I take it through the hat again, probably 2 or 3 times. However many times you would like. I just don't want the bow to move. After you're done threading the bow through and back and forth through the hat, then I'm going to take it and flip it out a little bit and weave the ends in, and I'm going to tie it the best I can to fasten it some more. And then I will weave the end in after I tie it and trim off the excess. Here I am weaving the end through. This part really doesn't, it's no method to it. Just weave it in and out, and then you want to weave in the other tail of the hat if you didn't do so. But that video will be coming up next. Thank you so much for watching, and if you want more of my content, go ahead, like, and subscribe. Until next time.